You probably think women only chase men they already like, that if she's not interested in you from the start, you're done. Game over. But here's the shocking truth most men never hear. Attraction isn't fixed. It's fluid. It can grow or it can vanish. A woman who ignores you today can find herself drawn to you tomorrow. Not because you begged, not because you chased, but because you flipped the script inside her mind. That's what we're diving into today. How to make any woman chase you, even if, right now, she doesn't seem to care.
Let's start here. Most men don't understand female psychology. You see a woman you like, your instinct is to pursue, to prove yourself, to show her why she should choose you. But from her side, that instant pressure feels needy. It tells her, without words, "You're more important than me." And women don't chase men who put them on a pedestal. They chase men who make them wonder. Men who force them to lean in instead of pull away. Think about it. When has a woman ever been obsessed with a guy who begged for her attention? Almost never. But how often have you seen a woman lose her mind over a man who barely acknowledged her? It's not because women want to be mistreated. It's because desire doesn't grow in certainty. It grows in mystery, in tension, in the unknown. And here's where most men fail. You try too hard to impress her instead of letting her feel what it's like to win you over. Women don't value what's given freely. They value what they earn.
I know what you might be thinking right now, but what if I don't chase her? Won't I lose her? No, that's a lie society sold you. The truth is, chasing kills attraction. It smothers the spark before it ever has a chance to grow. Instead, you need to shift the energy. You need to learn how to move in a way that flips her psychology from "he wants me too much" to "why doesn't he want me?" That's the moment her brain starts working overtime. That's the moment she begins to chase. And here's the deeper layer. Women are emotional decision makers. They don't sit down and logically decide who to chase. Their body reacts before their mind catches up. If she feels uncertainty, if she feels your value, she won't be able to stop thinking about you. That's the secret most men never master. So in this video, I'm not giving you tricks, not cheap lines, not fake confidence. I'm giving you the psychological blueprint. 5 to 7 key shifts that make her curiosity grow, her attraction rise, and her mind race with the thought, "I need to get closer to this man." And don't get me wrong, this isn't about manipulation. It's about self-respect, about refusing to beg for attention you already deserve. Because the truth is, you are valuable. You just forgot it when you started chasing. And once you remember, once you step back into that power, she'll feel it instantly. She'll sense the difference, and the woman who once ignored you will suddenly fight to win your attention. This is where we begin. Now that you understand why women don't chase men who overinvest, let's move into the actual blueprint. These are the shifts that flip the power. The ones that make her lean forward instead of you leaning toward her. I'll break it down step by step. Listen carefully. Each one matters. The first shift is silence. Not ghosting, not disappearing forever, but pulling your energy away. Here's the reality. Most men double down when a woman isn't interested. They text more, they call more, they push harder. And every extra effort makes her less attracted. So what happens when you stop? When you pull back? Something powerful. She notices the absence.
The human brain is wired to crave what it loses. If you're always available, she takes you for granted. If you step back, suddenly she feels the gap. She starts asking herself, wait, where did his attention go? That question is the seed of pursuit. The second shift is mastering your emotions. Most guys crumble under pressure. She ignores a text, they panic. She flirts with another man, they spiral. But women are drawn to stability. They want a man who stays grounded, even when the storm hits. Imagine this. She throws a test at you. She cancels plans last minute. She says something sharp to see how you react. Most men explode or they sulk. But you smile. You remain calm. You carry on like it doesn't shake your world. In that moment, she realizes something. She doesn't control you emotionally. And that's magnetic. Because if she can't rattle you, she has to chase harder to reach you. The third shift is what I call the silent flex. Now, it's not about bragging. It's not about showing off. It's about leveling up quietly. Here's the trap most men fall into. They make a woman their only source of meaning. Their whole life becomes about her. But women chase men who are moving forward, men with purpose, men who don't stop growing. So instead of obsessing over why she's not interested, you hit the gym harder. You learn a new skill. You build something of your own. And then, without a word, she sees it. Your energy shifts. Your presence feels stronger. Suddenly, you're not the man who begged for her attention. You're the man she has to earn the attention of. That quiet transformation is irresistible. The fourth shift is mystery. Women chase what they can't fully figure out. Think about it. When everything about you is predictable, when she knows you'll always text first, when she knows exactly where you are, when she knows your every thought, there's no tension. But when she's left wondering, when you don't answer right away, when you don't share every detail of your life, her mind races. She starts filling the gaps with imagination, and often her imagination makes you even more attractive than reality. Mystery isn't about playing games. It's about holding back just enough so she invests her energy in trying to figure you out. And when she invests, she chases. Do you see the pattern? Each of these shifts flips the energy. Instead of you proving yourself to her, you make her prove herself to you. Instead of you chasing, you create space where she feels the need to chase. And here's the best part. When you embody these shifts, it doesn't just attract women, it changes the way you see yourself. You move from a man waiting for validation to a man who already knows his value. And that energy is something no woman can ignore. Now I'll show you the deeper shifts, the ones that turn initial curiosity into full-blown pursuit, the moves that make her think about you when you're not around and regret ever doubting you.
By now, you see how pulling back, staying calm, leveling up, and keeping mystery alive flips the script. But that's just the beginning. Because once a woman starts noticing you differently, you need to deepen that shift so she doesn't just glance your way. She can't stop thinking about you. This is where most men lose momentum. They make a few good moves, then fall back into chasing. But not you. Not if you understand these next shifts. Here's the truth. Your attention is the most valuable currency you have. Where you give it tells her everything. If you flood her with constant messages, she feels smothered. If you completely ignore her, she assumes you don't care. The secret is balance, controlled attention. You give her just enough, a genuine compliment, a small moment of presence, a smile that makes her question if you're serious or playful. Then you pull back. That push-pull rhythm builds tension. It makes her crave more. It makes her lean forward because she never quite knows where she stands with you.
Women are wired to seek excitement. They don't want a man who lives on autopilot. Predictable routines kill attraction. So, what happens when you bring an edge? When you surprise her? When you show her a side she didn't expect? Maybe it's as simple as saying no to plans she assumed you'd accept, or showing up with confidence in a setting where most men would shrink, or pursuing your own passion with such intensity that she can't help but notice. This edge tells her, you don't fully own me. I am my own man. That's the spark that makes her chase, because women aren't drawn to what they fully control. They're drawn to what they can't quite tame. This one is crucial. Most men either give too much validation or none at all. They either drown her in praise or try to act cold and detached. But the sweet spot? Validate her without needing anything back. For example, you notice her laugh, and you say, "I like that about you." Then you move on. No waiting for a compliment in return. No desperate look in your eyes. Just calm acknowledgement. This drives women crazy because you've shown interest, but not dependency. She starts thinking, does he really like me? Or was that just a passing thought? That uncertainty makes her chase clarity, and that chase, it pulls her deeper into you.
Now, let's pause for a moment, because I know some of you are hurting right now. You've given your best to women before. You've been loyal, attentive, respectful, and instead of being chased, you were ignored, or worse, taken advantage of. And it messes with your head. You start thinking, maybe you're not good enough. Maybe women just don't want a guy like you. But hear me clearly. You are not broken. You are not crazy. You just played the wrong game. You gave too much too soon. You offered commitment before attraction. You placed her on a throne before she'd earned it. And when a woman doesn't feel the need to fight for your presence, she won't respect it. That's not your flaw. That's simply how human psychology works. So from this moment on, stop begging to be chosen. Stop trying to prove yourself worthy. You already are. And the moment you act like it, she feels it. She senses the energy shift. And that's when the tables turn. Because the woman who once dismissed you will suddenly fight for the man she now sees as rare. And now I'll show you how to lock this in, how to flip the power completely so you're no longer chasing anyone, and she's the one chasing you.
By now, you understand the steps. Pulling back, emotional control, mystery, controlled attention, the unexpected edge, validation without neediness. Each shift plants a seed in her mind. Each move forces her to lean in instead of leaning away. But now comes the final piece, the flip of power. This is where the game changes. This is where you stop worrying about whether she wants you and start asking whether you even want her.
Here's the bold truth. The strongest move a man can make is silence. Not the kind of silence that comes from fear, not avoidance,
but deliberate, grounded silence. You don't respond to every text right away. You don't explain yourself endlessly. You don't overshare your feelings in hopes of convincing her to care. Instead, you let her feel the weight of your absence, because silence speaks louder than words. It tells her, I am not waiting around for you. I am a man who values his time, his energy, and his peace. And that silence forces her to make a choice: chase you or lose you.
But silence alone isn't enough. You must level up while you're quiet. This is where most men miss the mark. They pull back, but they do nothing with their lives. They sit at home, scrolling, waiting for her message. That's not power, that's stagnation. Real power is when she looks up and realizes you've grown without her. You're fitter, more focused, more confident, more alive. And suddenly, she regrets taking you for granted because she sees other people noticing you too. She feels the competition. She realizes your attention is not guaranteed. That's when her pursuit begins. But let me remind you of something vital. This isn't really about her. It's about you. Because the truth is, you don't need every woman to chase you. You only need to become the kind of man women can't help but chase. And that starts with knowing your worth. You are not defined by rejection. You are not less because one woman didn't see your value. Her lack of interest doesn't lower your stock. It only shows you where not to waste your energy. When you stand firm in that truth, your whole energy shifts. You stop moving from desperation. You stop fearing loss. And ironically, that's when women chase you the hardest. Because nothing is more attractive than a man who knows he doesn't need to be chosen to feel complete. So hear me clearly. Stop chasing. Stop begging. Stop giving your power away. Instead, pull back. Stay grounded. Upgrade yourself. Embrace silence. Let her feel the absence of your attention. And when she comes chasing, because she will, you'll finally understand the truth. It was never about convincing her. It was always about remembering who you are. Now I want to ask you something. Have you ever been in that position where you chased, gave your all, and she still pulled away? What did you learn from it? Drop your story in the comments below, because the truth is, you're not alone. Thousands of men feel this every single day. And by sharing, you'll not only free yourself, but you might help another man realize his worth too. And if you found value in this video, make sure to subscribe, because the next time you feel overlooked, you'll already know how to flip the power and make her chase you. Have you ever been in that position where you gave everything but she pulled away? What did it teach you? Share it in the comments because your experience might help another man reclaim his power.